Well, I'm going to throw this out there because I've had some questions on why do I make the clips with some of the animated pandas, but I feel like we need a little backstory.
Yes.
We are, we are, and we're also referred to as Team Panda. I'll let people figure that out, why that is so. So the fact that I can animate clips with pandas, I find it fucking hilarious and I love it. And I don't care if people like it or not. I think it's great. I think it's better than the babies.
The babies are fucking hilarious too, but
dude, I think it's great. I don't know how they would incorporate the beard though.
That'd be interesting. That'd be funny as fuck.
Baby with a beard.
It's
a rosé kind of day, bro. It's hot. It's hot up here too, but not as hot as Florida.
Yeah. Right now, I have cold pressed apple juice with creatine in it. Is what I'm drinking.
Apple juice with creatine, bro. I love it. Yeah. Shit. Oh my god! All right, bro. We'll jump into this. So I wanted to do something. We'll see if it's a new segment or not. But highlight some local. I don't want to just say restaurants, but whatever local businesses that we like. But the first one for me, just because I fucking love it and I love the grind. Food is good. Grind is awesome. Location's dope. And the dude who owns it and also works it is grinding. So it's called Bellies.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to just call it a pizza place. It's brick oven pizza, which is pretty much what I eat. It's located inside Montana Nights over here in Newington, Connecticut. And Marshall, who's the owner and also the chef and fucking grinded. But I mean, wings, salads, he makes all kinds of shit, but it's fucking dope. It's one of those things where, I'm just talking because I have a local place I like to go to get whatever. And I'm like, I have a podcast, dude. We should talk about it. So I wanted to shout out Full Bellies. Marshall's the man. Check him out. Inside Montana Nights in Newington. I don't know, bro. I appreciate the hustle and the grind, especially trying to run a restaurant business.
That'd be tough.
Bro, I ain't got nothing but,
why sainthood, bro. I'm trying out. What is your favorite thing to get now?
Bro,
if you had to pick one thing to get somebody to try, what would it be?
I need to branch out, but the meat pizza. It's just called a meat pizza. It has all the meats, but it's crispy without being greasy. Bro, it's phenomenal. But I will say, so that's my go-to. But dude, my daughter had a chicken Caesar salad. I was like, let me, got to get the dad tax. I was like, let me get a bite. And then I'll also shout out, I had the brick oven wings, which I got to tell you, bro, I like wings anyway. Whoa. Something about the fire, the brick, bro, I like wings, period. Fried. I was going to say baked. I don't know about baked, but they got to be crispy. Grilled, but I don't know that I've had brick oven wings because it's like 900 degrees. Bro, they are fire, bro. But my go-to is meat pizza. Good. Yeah, legit. Anyway, shout out. What do you got?
So I've actually been meaning to try this place for a very long time. We have a very popular local legend rapper here in Tampa, Tom G, right?
Let's go.
Funny enough, bro, one of his classic songs and one of my personal favorite songs is called 10 Wings and Fries. Right, so this is way before he had a food truck or whatever. He has a food truck now, but the song was about a place you would go. We would go after the nightlife so that you could get 10 wings and fries. It was called gyros. My buddy was talking about this the other day. So the name of the song is 10 wings and fries. Like basically come over here and I'll buy you 10 wings and fries. Whatever. It's a fun song, right? But now he has a food truck called Snack Trap.
Let's go.
And I tried it. Tried it from the fair bits because it's in the area that I work in, right? But it's not necessarily in the area where I live at. So the meaning to try this place, finally was able to kind of get over there and try it out. But Snack Trap, the menu's always changing, so it's got all kinds of just like different kind of wings. One time you had like lobster skewers and all kinds. It's always changing, always some fun, exciting, and good flavors. And so that place is definitely mine. I had the garlic parmesan wings that he had the other day, and
as one does. Yeah.
Fucking, like, yep, there we go. It's like, yep. Put it this way, it tasted as good as I thought, and I was hoping it was going to taste.
Let me ask you this: did you get the fries? Were they good? Sometimes,
they were very good, very very good. But yes, I do agree with you. Sometimes when you go places, like, bro, I enjoy fries, right?
Yeah.
So there are times when I will not go places because I do not like the fries that they have.
Yes. It's like, if you're going to have them on the menu, do it right.
Do it right. Make them good.
Shit.
God, dang, bro. Like, come on, man. Yes. But very phenomenal food, ever-changing menu. Right out of a food truck. I enjoy food trucks. Like you said, I enjoy the hustle.
I love it.
I like to cook myself, personally.
Yeah.
So when other people make something that they're proud of, I'm like, oh, yeah, let me try that.
We didn't discuss talking about this, but now I just want to. I want to go, if I'm going to go out and eat, I want to go out and eat that I feel like I either can't or don't want to cook for myself at home. I can't make brick oven pizza because I don't have a brick oven, whatever. To that point, when I go out and it's like, if I'm going to go out and have like a burger or whatever it is, right? I'm not saying it's got to be some sort of Michelin grade, whatever, but I'm just saying like, it needs to at least be better than what I can make myself. Is pretty much my only standard because like I'm going out of my home to go eat. So typically when I go out, it's like, you know, Mexican restaurant, like a legit one, sushi, again, stuff that I'm not going to either can't make or whatever, right? I don't have the ability to make it myself. It fucking drives me crazy when I go somewhere and I'm like, this is ass. Or I'm like, I could do this better at my house. Like, why do you even have a restaurant, bro? I don't get it. Do you feel that way? Like, does that cross your mind? I don't know, bro.
So this way, I feel like I make a very, very good sous vide steak.
Yes, you do.
I make a very, very good steak. Smoker is next on my list to buy a smoker, so I can start
as
smoking
you should
and do whatever, right? Up my skills with that. Trying out different recipes or whatever. But I hear what you're saying. But it's like, for example, I enjoy breakfast food. I ain't going out to buy it.
I really don't. I don't either
because I like it the way I make it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I take that back. There was only one place that I would go to get breakfast food. And they have since canceled it in Hyde Park. I'm very upset about it. It was goody goody. It was fucking Tampa staple for almost 100 years. And now they just like, they're like, oh, we're going to put something else here. First of all, what and why?
Yeah. Why?
No one's complaining about goody goody. It is literally been here for 100 years. And they're like, oh, and like, where it was, nothing's there. So I'm like, okay, of course. I was like, whatever though. But this reminds me. What happened? It is now some talk about a close place. Yeah, and I know you're gonna know the name as soon as I say it. But the tater tot place,
Blue Rooster.
Man, I miss that place.
That place is the shit, bro.
I miss that place, bro.
For those of y'all trying to think about a restaurant or something, the foundation was tater tots, and then they just maple mayonnaise with bacon and fried egg. They had the Chicago style with the hot dog and all on a bed of tater tots. Talk about a place that go at 2 a.m. when you've had a few drinks, bro. Oh my God, bro. The breakfast tater tots with that bacon and the maple, whatever it was.
I'm talking about.
I think they called it a maple aioli, but that's just syrup and mayonnaise, but whatever. I didn't give a shit, bro. That shit was good.
My feelings were hurt. My feelings were hurt when I came up and I had clothes.
Bro, I know, man. This is a real place. It's called Egg Slut, and I think it's a West Coast thing because you remind me of breakfast spot. I usually don't get breakfast, but bro, they made breakfast burrito, and then they had this. They had a breakfast sandwich, and bro, again, that's one of those. Especially when you're traveling. This is when I would work for the Secret Service, so we're always traveling on the road. That's one of those spots where I'd be like, yo, I gotta hit that up.
Yeah.
Plus, the name was just hilarious, bro. Egg Slut. I'm like, come on, bro. I gotta try this bitch. Bro, there was also one in Seattle. I think it was called like Biscuit Bitch or something like that. I was like, what? I had to go in there. But I'll tell you what, if you're gonna say biscuit, that shit better be fire. And it was. I think I ordered a breakfast sandwich, and while I was waiting, I got a biscuit with jelly because I was like, I'm hungry now. I crushed the biscuit with jelly before I was like, God damn, this thing's good as oh shit, bro. Yeah, we went off on a tangent, but yeah, bro, I love it. Hey, two big boys talk about food, bro. I can talk about that shit. I can wax poetically on food probably for days.
I love me some fucking food, bro.
Shit, bro. What are you listening to? We talked about it last show, but your depth of knowledge on music is, I know you, and so I've been around it for, I think 12 years. I don't know. Hold on. 14 years, bro. I've known you for 14 fucking years, bro. I am always, even to this day, you will drop something. I'm like, where the fuck do you even find this shit? So this is going to be a 2-part question. Mm-hmm. One, where do you find this music? Like, you find music that I'm like, how do you even know this exists? Is it in your algorithms? Like, I don't even understand how I wouldn't even know to search for what you are showing me. And then 2, what are you listening to now? 2-part question.
I think a lot of it is, since I spent some time in different parts of the country. So a lot of it is kind of through my music array is very, very vast, very, very, very big.
Yes.
Especially like a lot of old stuff from my parents.
Yeah, I know that stuff.
Yeah, very, very big music lovers, right? And so like, as a matter of fact, quick sidebar, people were surprised looking right now. Like, I used to know like word for word Devil Went Down to Georgia, right? So people be like, how the fuck do you know that? I was like, surprisingly enough, my mom played the song for me when I was like 8. I fucking loved it. So yeah. I was like, yeah, it's like, so I'm like, it's very, 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 very vast. And obviously before algorithms, bro, this is when you had to like scour the internet for music. So like Napster, DatPiff, back when you used to have fucking songs with the voiceovers on it. Damn, son, where'd you find this? That kind of shit, right? Just, you have a favorite artist, and then they do, they do a song with another up and coming artist. And they're like, oh, I like this. Kind of do one of these, and then they do. So it's like, but now with the algorithms, it's like, TikTok, Instagram stuff. I have I like what I like. And I usually don't need other people's approval to whether I think it's good or not. Right. So like it would be like a lot of regional, a lot of West Coast stuff, down Houston, Texas stuff. Obviously down South Florida stuff is vastly different. Like a lot of my music is very sped up. When I was young in Tampa, they used to slow all the music down. In Houston, it was slowed down and chopped. In West Coast, it's completely different. So like my just plethora of where I get it from now is like very, I guess you could say algorithm wise, but a lot of it too is still the same old stuff. It's like I'll get on, I'll listen to something off music and I'll be like, I'm like, I'll check out the new up and coming R&B or Afro beats or Epipano. And I'm like, no, I like this shit. So I'm gonna like who's popular in this genre, and I just start listening to that, and I kind of just pick and choose and see who's what. So that's kind of how it kind of just is like spread over time, very vastly.
So what are you listening to now?
What I'm listening to right now, I'm actually quick shout out. Bryson Tiller is one of my very, very favorite artists, bro. One of my favorite artists.
He's crushing, bro.
He's coming out with a new album on Friday, actually. So I'm very hyped about that. But lately, I've been listening to Giveon. Is another one of my favorite, very, very favorite artists. Very unique voice, very good voice.
He doesn't know that album.
So I'm in that one. Leon Thomas dropped a project last year, and I'm still listening to that one. I'm still listening to the Drake and Party Next Door album. Fucking love that one.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, I've actually been listening to a lot of R. Kelly projects lately. It's I forget where I saw it from. It's probably, I think, you know what it was? It was a Bootsy interview. Love Bootsy. And he was like, he's like, nobody could beat R. Kelly in the verses. And I was like, he might be right about that. I was like, he might be right about that. And
talk about a fat boy that talks about food, bro. Cut the cheese cake.
I was listening to another interview. Somebody was talking about R. Kelly, how talented he is. Yeah. And they said he's written and probably given away probably 600 songs that he's not even know. He's written for people and produced them and given them.
Damn.
And I was like,
just gotta stay away from them youngins, bro. You just gotta stay away from the youngins, bro. It's like, come on, baby, come on.
He also wrote Trapped in the Closet, one of the greatest projects I've ever heard in my whole life. I fucking love Trapped in the Closet. It's fucking amazing. It is really a work of fucking art. Yeah.
I got no rebuttal to it, bro, because you're now flooding my brain. Yeah. I'm remembering some of them songs, bro.
Yeah, but I'm very big, very, very, R&B is my favorite genre, but I'm definitely listening to a lot of the young up-and-coming R&B guys and gals. Obviously Drake is a staple for me, but on the rap side.
Let me ask you, sorry.
Yeah.
Finish your thought.
I was trying to think my up-and-coming rapper right now that I'm listening to is it's a little guy from Tallahassee. His name is Lil Tyler. Lil Tyler. Little tiny little mixed black kid. He's like, he has a song right now called "In Their Face," and so that's one of my main gym song as of right now.
All right, yeah. The only time I was getting new ones is when I was investigating certain ones. BJ, ever heard of this guy? You're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm investigating that guy.
No, I was like, this, and this. You're like, yeah, how the fuck you doing that? I was like, I don't know.
Bro, I tried to. I probably shouldn't talk about it. In one of our close encounters, they left behind a flat record. I was like, "Ooh, can I keep that? Can I keep that? That'd be like a trophy.
We don't need that. Right?
I mean, they left it behind. It's fucking hilarious. Sorry. Sidebar question: does it? I guess it doesn't. But does it bother you at all, or impact your enjoyment of the song, knowing or allegedly knowing? I don't want to just pick on Drake, but people that use ghostwriters and all this other shit. Because that was one of Kendrick's things, like you have ghostwriters writing all your shit. You don't write your own song.
First of all,
go ahead.
Well, one, no.
Okay.
Second of all, there's a difference between someone writing it for you and collaboration, right? To me, that's not the same thing, right?
What do you mean?
So if I come up with an idea that's all my own, right? Say I come up with and again, writing songs like R&B songs are different than writing rap songs.
Okay.
Right? And just because you help me out with like the hook, the song's like, hey man, I got this idea for a song, right? It's about podcasting, right? I come up with a verse, and you're like, ooh, yeah, I like that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to come up with a hook. And you're like, well, what if you say this, and this? And I'm like, Yeah, I like that. I like that. Well, I'm gonna take a piece of that, add this to it, blah blah. Like, is that ghostwriting or is it just collaboration?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I look at it in that sense. Now it's different than like the old what shit was it? Nelly?
They lip sang this shit though.
You
That was
know what I'm saying? But it's like
somebody else sang the song for
exactly.
them.
Well, it's like someone else wrote that. It's not that, you know what I mean? Like someone else.
They wrote it and sang it, and they lip sang over it. Like that's crazy.
Well, basically, that's funny because that's what people do now on the internet. I mean, shit, I do.
Fair enough.
I did that all the time. We knocked Milli Vanilli for it fucking 20 years ago, and now look at it, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole show about it now. But I don't, like, unless somebody like wrote it verbatim for you and then you performed it. That's what I would claim as like the ghostwriter game, but I don't think it's collaboration. It's collaboration.
They have songwriters. So let me just back it up.
Well,
in the country music world, songwriters it's a job. People write songs and they sell it to other artists or whatever. I don't know how all that works, but what I'm saying is nobody gives a shit.
They don't
in the country world. And also like one of my favorites, Chris Stapleton, Tennessee Whiskey. He's the fifth artist, like whatever, major artist to record. That song's from the 50s. I didn't even know this. You can go all the way back, and so many other people. I didn't know that, right? But once again, in that genre of music, nobody cares. But then you transition into the rap segment, and it's like pure fucking hatred if you don't write your own shit. And I don't understand why. And I guess that's why I'm asking you. Because like, who gives a shit?
And that's why I say there's a difference between collaborating on songs, like songs, and rap songs. Rap is a competitive sport. I'm able to put these words together better than this person or this person or this person. It's more of a competition as it is. It's an art form, but it's a competitive art form. So it's like, think about it in terms of like poetry or like writing, right? You're actually writing something, but you can't say, "Hey, I'm the best poet," but I just copy what they said and I put it in my thing. Then it's like I can't. So it's more along the lines of that, as opposed to we're trying, and that's why I say our rap is different genre when it comes to that, as opposed to like R&B and country, other genres where they're just trying to make a good song, right? In rapping, they're more focused on what I'm able to put together. What did I say?
Interesting.
So that's why it's important.
But I wonder why that is.
Like you're never gonna hear so that's why you'll hear songs with sampled beats, like similar beats, right? So, for example, like when Lil Wayne was on his fucking mixtape Terror Run in the early 2000s, like he would literally take over people's songs. Like, oh man, he just took over the songs. Like, yeah, he just took over the beat. Like, so you can rap over the same beat. You can rap over the same beat.
And I don't give a shit. Who cares?
Yeah, like for example, in Louisiana, they have it's a New York song, right? But it's a New York song. It's called Drag Rap. They chopped up that beat, but they will literally take that beat, kind of like how reggaeton has that same similar bass line. You can make multiple songs off that. Like it's okay to do that. You just can't say the same thing that the other guy said. You gotta have something original. Like, so you have to be original. It's more about originality and skill as opposed to just making a good song.
Learn this stuff, bro. Because I'm aware of these things occurring, but I've just always been like, same thing like rock and I mean, it's not just country, rock and roll. I mean, there's a bunch of different things where like nobody like cares. Hey, this person produced the beat, this person wrote the song, but because the vocals, it's like, yeah, I can do all these things, but I can't sing like Chris Stapleton. I can't sing like Ozzy Osbourne, R.I.P. You don't have those vocal. You don't have it.
Yeah, everybody does it. It is very popular, except for.
But in rap, it's like it is you. Like how people hate on Rick Ross because it's like you're not Rick Ross. You were a detention deputy. All this. It's like but the dude makes killer fucking songs. I don't know.
And actually, he's actually a very good writer.
That's what I'm saying. Like the hate is just wild. It's like, oh, you have to have been from.
Well, you don't have to. You
have to exemplify what you're rapping about. I'm like, why? That's crazy.
I think first of all, in his case, I think he gets knocked for that because it's like you were not those things. It's not the fact that it's like you're lying about who you are. Just be who you are. Right? People can't knock Drake for being himself. Like he's like, yeah, I know. I used to be a child actor, and I also sing, and I also rap.
I think he gets hate because he's Canadian, but that's just me, bro.
Well, and it's like, and I'm also from Canada. So what? I can't change any of those things. Like
once again, I don't give a shit. If you make a dope song, fuck it.
You can't knock it for being. I think that's Rick Ross's thing. You stole someone else's persona of who they are. Or even going by the name he calls himself. You're clearly not this person.
Yeah.
Like you stole his lifestyle and get rich off of it. That's the knock on him. Not necessarily his skill or his ability to rap. So
I would love to hear him write a song or rap a song about being a detention deputy, bro.
Yeah, no.
Wild shit still happens, bro. I'll tell you that right now.
Just do that. Just rap about that.
Oh, they'd be playing that in every jail in the country, bro. Yeah, fucking drop that beat. All right, transition. Dildos in the WNBA, bro. Now, my question is this. It's funny. It's dumb, but it's becoming such a problem now. And then the players trying to be like, hey, stop throwing. I mean, the whole thing is dumb. Stop throwing dildos on the court. You're going to hurt us. It's like, oh my God, bro. Like they don't, self-awareness is low. And it's one of those things that I feel like is going to steamroll. It's like, you're going to make it way worse the more you recognize it.
It's one of those things like, we're probably better out just not addressing it.
Just ignore it.
Yeah. But I don't know why it's a thing.
I don't either, but it's funny.
I don't know why it's a thing. Like when I first saw it, I think I saw it on like ESPN was like a clip or some shit, but the volume was down. So I was just like seeing the clip. So the minute I was like, and it's all blurred. It's like blurred out too. So I was like, what the fuck are they blurring? I was like, what is happening? I was like, somebody's like somebody throw a fucking gun on the floor. Like, what's happening? What are we doing? And then I'm like, no. I was like, oh, they blew it out. It's because it was a dildo. I was like, okay. Also, very strange. I was like, first of all, someone had to buy that, bring it in, and toss it from where the fuck they were onto the court. Just the thought of that part of how it got there and then got onto the court is hilarious to me.
Because you know what's going to happen. They're gonna try to who can bring the biggest one in and throw it down there, bro. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna bring the most wildest shit in there, bro. And the memes are amazing.
Oh my God.
There was a meme of a guy going, honey, we're going to a WNBA game, and he has this giant, and she's like, well, how are we gonna get that in? And he just goes, I was like, oh no, this is going out of control, bro.
Oh my God.
It actually just reminded me, we didn't talk about it. There was a little controversy about the player whose wig fell off. Oh, you didn't even hear about it? So in the middle of a game, I'm glad I can drop this on you. In the middle of a game, some lady's wig fell off. A player's wig fell off. They paused the game. She ran off the court. They basically like blurred it all out, and they kind of like didn't want to address it. It was a weird thing. And a lot of the commentators are like, this is the problem with the WNBA. That's funny. I'm sorry. It's embarrassing. But if a basketball player shattered his fucking tibia sticking through the fucking skin, it would be on every single newscast, every social media site. They would zoom in on the bone sticking. Like, this is the right. Men get treated differently than the women. It's like your wig fell off. I'm not saying it's embarrassing. Whatever. It happened. I don't know. Whatever the fuck. But to treat it like, oh my God, this is the most crazy thing. We have to protect and shield. It's like, okay, but you want to be paid the same as men who have to have every moment of their day. I mean, LeBron, how many times have they zoomed in on his hairline? I mean, the shit that they do, again, the art and parcel for, hey, you're a professional athlete. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not, whatever, but they don't give a fuck about men. They'll zoom in. Like the dude who was running for the combine, his fucking dick fell out. How many, they zoomed in on that. You see what I'm saying? But your wig falls off and now it's like, oh my God, we can't address it. We can't talk about it. It's such a horrific thing that happened. It's like, no, it's fucking funny. It sucks. It's embarrassing.
The only thing I would say our question about if it was a big deal, if it was like a religious thing. Like I'm saying, like I saw one thing where I think the girl was in college and she had hijab.
Nope, it wasn't that.
Wasn't that? Okay.
Nope, just her wig fell off.
It's kind of funny.
I mean, it's funny. It's embarrassing. I get the concept of what's happening, but what I'm saying is men don't get treated that way. No, they zoom in on that shit and it's played in highlight reels for years. It happens. All right, well, fucking dildos on the court, bro. That's fucking. That's so weird.
But I was like, first of all, was it a dude or was it a chick that threw the fucking dildo? I was like, bro,
it has to be a dude, bro. That's only funny to do.
Dildo in here to throw it on the court?
How'd you get in here, bro? I got questions.
Yeah, that's like, come on, bro.
Yeah, that's why I was a dude, bro. We're sitting here laughing like we're fucking 8 years old. All right, bro. Transition a little serious. People knowing their rights. Let's go, bro. 100%.
I think you should know rights, right? So it bothers me, and it does get up on my skin a little bit when I see situations where things can be avoided, and things can happen because it bothers me when things happen because people don't know their rights, right? For example, I don't know why people feel like they don't have to get out of the car on traffic stops. Cop orders you out of the car. Like, what do you mean? You can't do that. Like, yes, he can, or he or she can. I was like, that. What are we talking about? It's like if I couldn't make you get out of the car, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Especially in this day and age on body cam or whatever. Yes, you can. I don't consent to that. It's not something you can consent to or not. What do you mean? I don't get it. So it's one of those things where it's like
Well,
I was
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, we're talking offline about the one that I saw was a similar one, right? And the guy's like, I think it's in New Jersey. And he's arguing like, oh, you can't make me get out of the car. And the cop's like, yes, you have to. It's like, it's a lawful order. He's like, this is a traffic stop, not a criminal stop. What are you talking about? Like, do you even know what you're saying right now? I was like, I don't think you understand what you're saying right now. And the guy's like, well, I said the cop was calm and nice enough to explain to him the reason why, yes, you do have to get out of the car. And he's like, Pennsylvania versus, and he's like, well, I'm not even in Pennsylvania. That doesn't apply to me. All right, man. And again, you can put this way. There's certain things about the Constitution, certain things about laws in whatever state you're in, constitutional, state, federal, whatever, that you may or may not agree with, right? But knowing where you are and knowing what's happening can and cannot happen and what people are allowed to do and what and not to do, I think it's very important. Will save you a lot of headache and a lot of trouble, especially some of these First Amendment auditors where they're kind of just like something that's all the time. It's like, it's not against the law to be an a-hole, and sometimes it's not against the law to be weird, right? Where these guys just go and like start filming like random shit, and people are like, I don't consent to you filming me. Yes. Is it weird? Yes. Is there a point to that? Probably not. It's like you're proving the point right now. Right? I can be here on the public side I want and film whatever I want. You can't film me without my consent. Yes, they can. I was like, you why? Because you are also in public. What are we talking about, people? Like, they are allowed to do that.
Well, let's talk about we'll stick with the driving side, because that's typically internet lawyers, blacked out tinted windows, and they have a sign on their windows saying, I don't consent to this, I don't do that, I don't do this, blah, 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 blah. I know there's different rules for every state, blah, 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 I get it. Driving is a privilege in the United States. It is a privilege. It is not a right. It's not the same as your right to free speech, right to free religion. It's not the same thing. It is a privilege.
Yeah, you guys should read the back of your license.
Yep. Also, I'm going to preamble. Some cops are fucking assholes. Some cops are having a bad day. Some cops are also learning, or they are not familiar with what they should or should not be doing. All those things are true at the same time. With that being said, debating constitutional law or state ordinances, or whether or not you agree or disagree with why you were stopped, the side of the road is not where you have that debate. You have that debate in a courtroom. And I can assure you, especially in 2025, if the cop has violated your rights in any way, you will be compensated, because that's how the law works around here, and everybody sues the shit out of everybody. With all that being said, what are we doing? I pulled you over. I'm enforcing the law. You don't have to agree with me. I don't care. I need to see your driver's license so I know who you are. I need to see the registration so I know you have a right to be in the vehicle. I need to see your insurance in some states, not all. These are all things that have to be done. Arguing with me about it on the side of the road is only going to make me want to write you more tickets. And then if I start to feel like something else is going on, because guess what? Criminals drive cars too. It doesn't mean everyone who gets pulled over is a criminal. See, these are all these conversations. It's like 99.9% of the time you get pulled over. I'm not saying you're going to get out of a ticket or not, but roll the windows down, hands on the steering wheel. Here's my license. Here's my registration. I don't understand this aggressive pushback to want to put cops in a position where they feel either disrespected, which again is not against the law. You could disrespect cops. Don't recommend it, but you can. But also keep in mind we're all humans too. And if they're in a bad day or they're already assholes, things could get pushed one way or the other. Why would you put yourself in that position, especially with somebody who has a badge and a gun? Why would you do it? I don't understand.
Yeah,
if they violate your rights, take them to court. That's where it's done.
In the court. Violate the policy in the court. Also, on this, a quick sidebar, this whole thing where people like questioning a supervisor, I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that comes from. I was like,
neither. What do you think the supervisor is going to do? I agree. You weren't speeding.
Yeah. That's the present people. That is not a law, right? And I was like, no, it's your policy. No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, it isn't. You can ask. You're more than welcome to ask for one. If they're nice enough to oblige your request, sure. Right? If you feel like you want someone else of higher command or higher authority, like the authority, like you want someone with more authority. It's like the authority is the same.
Yeah. The law is the law, and I'm enforcing it. Exactly. They're not going to enforce it differently.
Yeah. There's no more authority than me being able to take away your civil liberties. That is already, we've already passed that threshold. So someone higher ranked than you doesn't have the same authority. I don't know. But again, it's like, it's frustrating because people knew. You'll usually find people who know the law, know what they're doing, know what they're talking about, obviously handle those situations differently. I don't know why people are like, I want your name and badge number. Okay.
It's on the ticket.
I was like, it's actually on the bottom of the ticket. I was like, I wasn't going to write you one, but I can So you can talk yourself into a ticket. Now, not to say that. And this is some of this we'll definitely dive differently into this on a Street Tales episode. Most people want cops to they want the product to be infallible, right? I was like, but people by nature are fallible entities, right? So
cops make mistakes. Happens all the time.
Happens all the time. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that cops, don't read something wrong or make a mistake or cite something, improperly or whatever that happens, right? But again, that is handled in a different fashion, in a different way. I was like, there's a way to go about the process of getting what you want. And I usually tell people, I've come across it more recently a lot more recently than I would have liked to. And it's like, you can kind of tell when it's getting to that point, and it's like, I try to say, hey, excuse me, we're getting to a place where we can go either left with this, we can go right with this. I don't understand what the pushback is. If I couldn't be doing what I'm doing right now, I wouldn't be doing it. I was like, but we can either go this way. This could take another minute and 30 seconds max, or we could take it the other way, which probably ends up with you with tickets, maybe going to jail when it doesn't really have to. I was like, I don't know what point you're trying to prove, but if I end up making the point, you're the bigger loser in that per se. You know what I mean? I was like, what? I was like, and I'm trying not to, and I try to leave the human element out of it, right? By being like, oh, fuck, where it's like, you're a piece of shit pig, and blah, 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 right? Now, personally, I don't really give a shit, right? I could still not write you a ticket unless you go out about your day. Or human nature would be like, oh, really? Now I'm gonna prove a point, right? You da da da. I try to stay away from that as much as I can.
Exactly. So don't make it so hard.
Yeah, so I really try to stay away from. I try to stay away from that as much as I can. I promise you, I really do. And it's like, I've been a cop, 14 years? Like, I don't even think I've raised my voice more than 3 times in 14 years. I just don't. Right? Treat everybody. I had to pull an older couple over yesterday, actually, and made a legal U-turn, right? No big deal. Happens all the time. No big deal, right? I saw them, and the gentleman, old gentleman, had to be like in the 80s, almost 90s, right? He's like, so have to know the black things. The reason why I stopped you is because the U-turn just made was illegal. Do you have less registration? He's like, I do. He's like, I'm very, very sorry, deputy. He's like, my wife's sugar is low, and I was trying to just get somewhere to get her some food. There's a Five Guys around the corner that I saw that we passed. And this was the first place I could actually make a U-turn to try to get over there.
Got it.
Okay, not a big deal, man. Have a nice day. Right. 2 cars before that, he's like, wait, really? No U-turns right there? I'm like, yeah, it's actually the place where I pulled him over. I was like, yeah. See, this one up here is on the light. Very, very hard to miss. The other one's on the median. He's like, you know what? I didn't even see it, man. I apologize. My bad. Hey, just a warning, man. Have a nice day. Just so you know. Boom.
I'll do it again.
But not even 3 minutes. Not even. All things could be so simple, right? All things could be very simple. But things obviously, it's like, I have people all the time. They're like, oh, whatever opinion you've had on cops, I'm always interested in where you got that opinion from. But it's like, is this personal?
Mm-hmm.
Did you come to this through like personal experience? Is it because you've had these experiences with law enforcement? And other things, I'm always curious to see like why you think the way that you think or whatever. Is it because you saw something on the internet? Like, yeah, I saw this on the internet and blah blah. I was like, okay, you saw one instance. I was like, how many traffic stops do you think happen in the United States?
Millions.
We'll say even a million, right? We'll just say an even million in a day. Probably not even that much. We'll say 500,000, right? 500,000 stops in a day. And you saw one instance?
Yeah. No, for real.
I get it. Why you would think that? I was like, but some of this is, I think, it's propaganda and it's whatever. But at the same time, I'm never going to discredit anybody's thoughts or feelings on things that they feel and why they feel them. But I just like to ask questions as to why it is that you feel like that. You should be able to explain why you feel like that. But whatever.
Sir or ma'am, I have never met you before. Why are you cursing at me?
Yeah. So the thing is, I don't know you. I never met you before.
No.
All you cops are the same. Like, you really want to go down that route with me?
We're gonna do that.
You gonna do that? You really want to go down that route? I was like, yeah. In any given sense, I don't think anybody wants to be pigeonholed to the worst of anything in any demographic. So let's not do that.
Or maybe every cop you interact with is the same because you're a fucking asshole. Maybe that's it.
That could also be true.
Throwing that out there.
It could also be possible. It's also possible.
Fair enough. This is something that's popped up. It's in all the major news and stuff like that. Jurisdictional differences, meaning not just within law enforcement, but regions of the country and probably even states, I would say. A lot of it's come to light because of the conspiracy case that the DOJ is mounting regarding the Russia collusion thing and all this other stuff. And it's popped up because they're like, oh, well, they're trying to jury shop or judge shop or whatever the fuck it's called, which these are all real things. A lot of comments that I've seen, and I just want to address some of this, is like, I don't understand. Isn't the law the law? Doesn't matter where it's at? The answer is no, absolutely not. Depending on where you are in the country, and I can give a couple examples. I'll give vague examples because it's still an ongoing case. Ooh. But depending on where you are, the way that the law is enforced and the way that probable cause is read and all these other things, vastly fucking different.
Yes.
I was working a case, and this is in Boston, which is, for anybody who understands, Boston is a extraordinarily liberal, meaning they are looking for any reason not to sign a search warrant or arrest warrant, right? Like you have to go above and fucking beyond to get something done. It's just the nature of the case. It's just the nature of the beast. I had some warrants signed in Boston by a Boston court judge and wasn't able to conduct them. So then, following the same bad guys, went to Chicago. Said, hey, and it's apparently a very common thing in the federal system. Hey, we had this signed here. We're just looking for, working together. Can you have a judge sign it in Chicago? Didn't even make it to a judge's desk. The chief prosecutor of that branch was like, you don't even have probable cause. The prosecutor for my case was like, wasn't asking your permission or opinion. We've already had a judge sign it here and just looking for, to have another judge look at it. Nope, not even going to put it in front of the judge. You don't have the PC. A little back and forth there. Same group of people were then going to Ohio. Call the Ohio judge, 45 minutes. Good luck. Go get them. All the same exact. There's nothing changed. Nothing changed. Another case, just to throw this out there, it was a mental health one. But it was a mental health one where he was threatening to blow up schools, shoot up mental health clinics, and threw in a couple quips about shooting the president, which when we interviewed him, he didn't know who the president was. He still thought it was Obama, which was not the case. Mental health issues, right? So, and also he had possession of a firearm and he was scouting out and trespassing on school grounds while doing live posts saying, hey, I'm going to shoot this school up. I can't wait to see, some real threatening shit. Arrest warrants were signed, boom, 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 all this stuff. The guy took off on a bus. We were trying to figure it out. We tracked him to Seattle. Said, hey, we got these arrest warrants. This is a mental health case. No, you can't arrest him. We have to do our own thing. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, hold on, what? What's happening? But because it was a mental health related case, they were actively, and I say they, meaning the court system was actively trying to block the arrest warrant. Yeah. So yes, it is very different depending on where you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about what I just said, bro. A judge signed off saying it, and then some other judge was like, no. What do you mean, no?
Yeah, but I think this is a lot of what people don't understand about the law, the interpretation of the law, the interpretation of law, and the execution of law are sometimes not always on the same page, not always aligned, perfectly to get things happen. I think that's interesting, right? Because when you're trying to, especially on the federal level.
Yeah, this is all on the federal level, by the way.
Especially on the federal level, right? You'll see it on the state level. For people who are not as well versed, right? So you talk about things where it's like most recently, like the Diddy thing or the Young Thug thing, right? Where they're in different jurisdictions and they're trying to coordinate charges in this one, and 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 trying to bring it all together, but very difficult to do because all the interpretations are all vastly different. So you'll see it be like. And that's why I say it's sometimes it makes it a little bit more difficult to get things done.
Well, let me throw this out there. I'm not going to name names, but there's some judges, and especially during my time in Hillsborough, there's different judges that were the way they treat. Again, so just for people who don't know, judges, their courtroom is their fucking courtroom. It's like being in their living room. Sure. Some of them will say wild shit. Some of them are very methodical. Some of them are like, it's fucking crazy. But there is a certain decorum in most courtrooms, meaning the state prosecutor presents whatever, the defense attorney rebuts, back and forth. You get the concept. The judge listens and then instructs, and there might be some, hey, I don't think that should be allowed, or hey, I think he crossed the line. The judge will make a decision. That's pretty much the setup, right? Whatever. And then if there's a jury, they're listening, right? In only one courtroom have I ever been in where the judge took it upon herself. She decided she was going to ask all the questions on behalf of the defense attorney and question a certain deputy's integrity, investigative process, and to the point that even called the deputy a liar. Said deputy had to go, Your Honor, with all due respect, I think you should read the case law on that. I think you're wrong. Recess was called, went back to her chambers. came back 20 minutes later. In this one specific instance, the deputy is correct, but I want it noted his attitude and disdain for the court. The prosecutor was looking at me like, I have no idea what's going on. This is not how we do anything. And then to the point that we left the courthouse, he was like, do you know her? Like, what's going on here? That was insane, everything that just happened. I was like, nope, never met her before in my life. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah. So even within a judge, even in the same jurisdiction, you get judges that are off the fucking rails and just doesn't like you for whatever fucking reason. Now, I can only imagine what that must feel like to be the defendant and have a judge just say, fuck you, I hate you. That's got to be equally awful, right? Because you're like, your freedom's on the line.
Or hate your fucking attorney, too.
Or hate, yeah, exactly. Hate your fucking attorney.
Even more so.
All bad, bro.
Your attorney. Fucking.
So I say all that to say, I get it. It is scary. It shouldn't be that way. But when I hear this commentary and stuff, it's like, yeah, no shit, because getting certain things passed. I mean, the shit that's coming out of DC, we're going off the rails a little bit, but the shit that's coming out of DC, I had no idea. They're talking about for 4 or 5 years, whatever it was, 80% of all cases in DC were dismissed because the district attorney was not interested in pursuing these charges. You've got roving groups, I'll refrain from saying gangs, of juveniles, whatever, just beating the fuck out of people, stealing cars, bashing, whatever, and nothing's happening. Like, that's insane, bro. That's fucking crazy.
Well, I mean, yeah. You saw what happened in Florida when the governor removed a certain state attorney from their post for not essentially what he did.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
Do your fucking job, bro. That's how I don't understand. Like, if that's not your job, then why are you getting paid? You're getting paid by taxpayer dollars to not prosecute crimes that are being committed. Like, what's happening? What are we doing? Then why are you there? Why are we paying you? That shit's wild, bro.
That's why I'd rather be on this side of it.
Yeah, no.
I want no part of the judicial process. I don't think so.
It's exhausting. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm sure this happens. I'm sure it happens everywhere. Sometimes the politics gets involved into the system, justice system. So it's like, small sidebar. That's when I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the guy was talking about the difference between the chief of police and the sheriff of an area, right? He said, well, the sheriff works for the people. Well, the people choose, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, the chief of police doesn't work for the people, works for the mayor, works for the city council. So I was like, yeah, it's like that. These are that in and of itself can cause some issues. How one, essentially how things are done. Two, how things are perceived by the public. I know obviously I work for the county, so there's not many things that can be refused to the county, right? So it's
exactly.
We have to go there and deal with whatever it is. Yeah, there's a difference, but it's when it comes to different jurisdictions and how they do things, it's tough. Like, I can imagine on the Fed side trying to get shit done on a major scale because between the Fed codes and how they're interpreted into the states and how that shit is interpreted, bro, that is a cluster of shit.
Bro, I've seen cases where the bulk of the crime was committed in, I'll stay vague, but whatever. The bulk of the crime was committed in a state that they're like, we can't prosecute this here. But because one of the companies that was victimized had a server in a more friendly area, they're like, boom, that's our jurisdiction. One server, 99% of the crime happened over here. But hey, here's our tie-in. We're in. Fucking out of it. I don't understand. And then the areas where they don't prosecute crimes, off the rail murders, bro. Violent crime, because nobody gives a shit. Violent crime, and then financial crimes, and it's because nobody cares. It's just like, I don't understand. Again, I always try to step back now at my age, and I go, why? It's either money or power. How do you make money from creating chaos? I'm sure there is a way, but I can't see it. And where is your power coming from if all your constituents are fleeing, dying, or scared? Where's your power? What are you trying to accomplish? I don't understand this hatred of law enforcement applying the law equally. Well, let me back that up. I understand why they don't want to apply the law equally, because they don't want to go to jail. So I understand that part. To the point that you're just flooding your city and your state with criminals. I don't understand.
It's not a problem until it affects you.
I know, but that's just so crazy, bro.
Right, and not everybody that works for the people is for the people.
Oh, well, yeah, that's 100% true. We're getting into politics now, bro, but hold on. Yeah. I'm trying to stay away. I'm trying to just throw out, like, I just don't understand, bro. I will say this. We'll end with this because I got to go eat. Your boy's getting hungry now. It was a Joe Rogan show. I can't remember who he's talking to, but it was somebody who used to work. He was like a high-level chief of staff for, I don't know if it was Schwarzenegger. It was an old governor, not the new one. And they were trying to figure out how to fix the homelessness crisis within the desires of the state, right? Which is very liberal against drug use and all this homelessness and all this other stuff. So this individual went to, I believe it was Amsterdam, where they have pretty much legalized everything, but they have areas where you could do it, right? They have the prostitution or whatever they call it, sex workers, they have drugs, they have all this stuff, but they have areas. And so he went and talked to whoever their public safety person was. And the guy goes, oh, it's very simple. You have to have equal measures of carrot and stick. We're giving you all this carrot, meaning you can do whatever the fuck you want in this area. But if you leave that area to do it somewhere else, we're going to stomp the fuck out of you. He goes, and that's how we enforce it. He goes, and the guy even said, the problem in the U.S. is you either give all carrot, no stick, or all stick, no carrot. Neither one is a good solution. And the example he gave was California's all carrot. Do whatever you want, live where you want, sleep on tents, shit in the streets. We'll pay for your housing. We'll give you money. We'll do all this shit. Like how many homeless people have they interviewed that has like 4 apartments all up and down the coast of California? Like it's all over YouTube. That's all carrot. Then you go to Texas where it's heavy on the stick, no carrot, right? And Texas is, I mean, they don't talk about it. It's wildly violent. It's crazy, the shit that goes on down there. Right? He goes, you have to have a balance of both. I think that's true.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You can't crush people without giving them some sort of out. I mean, I don't know. You're gonna get me out of soapbox, and I'm gonna get in trouble. But like, get drugs. Like, I just don't give a shit. I mean, certainly, I don't know, whatever. Like, I'm very much king of the castle type deal. Like, whatever you want to do in your home, as long as you're not hurting anybody, who gives a shit? But as soon as you step outside, you start causing problems. Now you're a problem. We're gonna solve it. See what I'm saying? Like, do whatever you want inside your house.
Nature of most things is not a problem until it's a problem.
Yeah, do whatever you want inside your house. You're not hurting anybody. You're not abusing anybody. So I'm a little preamble. Do whatever you want. It's your home. You bring that shit outside. Now it's a problem. Now you
have a problem.
I don't know why it's such a hard concept.
Yeah, let's jump on the politics train.
Well, that wasn't politics. That's just
let's jump on the politics train. Let's jump off.
Yeah, again, it's not really politics because, what's funny about that is, in the 90s and early 2000s, there was consensus amongst all these things, and now we've just gone off the fucking rails, and I don't get it.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's I don't know if it's
that apple juice and creatine ain't doing it for you, bro. Come on, now.
It's not a deterioration of I don't know if you can say it's a deterioration of society. It is interesting to kind of look and see the change in society. Not the same as it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, right? But I'm sure there's always different areas we can pick and choose to look at specifically. I'm sure certain things are better versus how they were. I'm sure certain things are worse, worse off than how they were. But it's kind of difficult to say as a whole. But it's like you can see a difference, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah. So I just try to stay focused on what the fuck I can control. You know what I mean? I'm like, just trying to stay out, trying to stay on the straight and narrow and out the way and live a good, decent life. But it's hard to kind of like, if you're noticing shit, you're kind of doing this thing. I try not to do that as much as sometimes more difficult than others. To kind of like not pay attention to the shit you see happening. You're like,
Yep. We'll end with that, bro. Go get some sous vide steak and apple juice, bro.
Exactly, bro.